We're live from Barrel Proof here on Magazine Street. Jack Collado alongside Jonathan Hernandez, only one of the more athletic point guards in Loyola basketball history. Johnny H, your former team is playing for an NAIA national championship. What does that mean to a basketball alumnus?
I mean, it's great. It's awesome. It's kind of brought a bunch of the old Jesuit alums back together. We got a bunch of alums back here in Barrel Proof. We've been texting all day long. We've been texting all week long. So it's really cool. It's just a good environment. The last couple of days in a Tulane when they played in their regional round, there's a bunch of guys going back. So that's just really cool that everybody gets to spend some time together.
Yeah. So we're going to be, for those tuning in, leave a comment, like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. But we're going to give you all score updates. Obviously, I would be breaking the law if I, stream the game on the bottom of the screen. But hey, I mean, if all the lights go out in the city, I'll probably do it anyway because hey, I'm just a podcaster. But this is Boot Crew Media live at Barrel Proof. Johnny H. We got James Olivard in the house. Come step behind here real quick, dude. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
This guy was on Glory Road, everybody.
That is true. So I have experience with championships.
You have experience with being on camera, too.
That is true. Let's see how well light is hitting my forehead.
Well, what you drinking?
This is actually a mezcal. I'm not sure. Mezcal something, but it's delicious over here at Barrel Proof.
Thanks for hopping on. We'll see you again soon. What you drinking, Coach?
Just a quick little beer, man.
Quick little beer.
Yep.
All right. So no tip off yet. What about just like the aspect of you being a coach's son? Obviously, your Hernandez legacy, your family goes a long way back for Loyola. What's it like just to be coach's son, but also just like share those memories and like watch this game with your dad? I mean, your dad's going to hop on in a little bit.
Oh, it's ridiculous. My dad's so fired up just about the media attention that Loyola is finally getting right in the city. And it's always been hit or miss. And we got some articles in the paper when I played back in the early 2000s. But now what they're getting is absolutely awesome. We got all the sports writers here. And these guys deserve it. Coach Stacy's done a great job. So this is awesome,
Again, this is Jonathan Hernandez, and tip-off is underway. 19 minutes, 56 seconds and counting here at the NAIA championship game between Loyola and Talladega from Mississippi. What do you know about this current team?
The only thing I've heard, I haven't watched them play, but I heard they got two big 7-footers. They got a point guard that's real good. And then all three times they played, it was all tight. I think one game Loyola won in overtime, and the other two were close, like, single-digit wins. So it should be a battle tonight, I would assume.
Yeah. Talladega is a 2-seed. They beat the 2-seed Thomas More to advance to the championship. Loyola handled pretty smoothly their opponent last night, which was Arizona Christian. I mean, you saw the tweets. I know I saw you on Twitter, but
right. And I didn't get to see much of the game just because family obligations and everything else.
Yeah.
But this Loyola team is ridiculous. They play with a high motor. They are all over the place. They anticipate on defense better than I've seen a lot of even in the NCAA tournament games.
Right.
So you can tell they have a great feel for each other.
Starting five: Miles Burns, Brandon Davis, Andrew Fava, Zach Wrightsil, and Terry Smith Jr. for Loyola. Last night they had a couple threes made, but also 3 offensive rebounds from 3 different players. So 9 offensive rebounds and a whole lot of rebounds, a whole lot of turnover, points off turnovers, points in the paint, free throws. I got one question because it's still 0-0 and you're a high school assistant basketball coach at Jesuit. You obviously played in college. 3-pointers are huge in college basketball, and so far both teams have shot a 3 or 2. Like just from a coach's perspective and a former player's perspective, how important is it to get that first 3 like knocked down?
Well, you always think about jitters. Like, it's a national championship game, or there are jitters. Both teams are very familiar with each other, right? So you would assume there's no surprises that are going to be shown. So yeah, really just seeing that first one go down a lot of times is just kind of gets everybody settled down and okay, we got some points on the board. We used to say all the time.
Here we go, baby. You saw that?
Yep.
Charging call on Talladega. It's getting loud in here. And Jonathan Hernandez is more popular than I am. But look, I mean, we got a huge crowd here at Barrel Proof. We're at the back of the bar, so you can't see everything in front. We'll send you a view later on. We got dogs in here.
You got to love that.
But look, man, I mean, it's 0-0 through the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. I thought this would be a high-scoring game, 85, something like that, coming down to the last minute. But
it's early, though. We're not going to be
early.
We're not going to be those commentators who like completely over-exaggerate the first 2 minutes of the game. You know, like if Loyola would have made their first 2 threes, we're not going to be like, oh, it's over.
You're right.
You know?
Exactly.
We're not those guys.
Long game. It's a long game.
17:46. So just 2 minutes, 15 seconds into the game. Still 0-0, though. If you have a comment, if you have a question for Johnny H., Jonathan Hernandez, we're looking at Stacy Holloway on the screen. What do you know about Coach Holloway? Hollowell, excuse me. That was a mess up on their part.
That's right.
They had Holloway.
Yep.
It's Hollowell, ESPN or whoever's doing this game.
I know that he is he's got his system in place, right? And that's kind of the biggest thing when you're a coach is once you get your system in place and you can get your guys, then it's kind of gravy after that point, right? Yeah. I talked to him about a month ago, and we're talking about a couple of high school players, and he was asking me about guys, and the first question was, do they have high motors? And you could tell watching Loyola play that all these guys are high motor guys. So that's what he's looking for.
All right, so we got our first 3 points on the board. Loyola made a free throw, and Talladega just made a basket. So it's 2-1 Talladega. And there we go. First buckets for Loyola, non-free throw buckets, that is. So 3-2 and 17 minutes left in the first half. Again, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, you can leave a comment or a question. If you're on Twitter, it's not going to show up on our end, but we'll be sure to pause and, tweet out some stuff. Here's a good fast break possession. Just describe that play for me.
Well, this is what they want. They want to get up and down, right? They want it to be a fast-paced game. They need made baskets so they can set up their press and their defensive pressure and all that stuff. So they need that. They need this up-tempo.
And here we go again. Steal, fast break, and he made it. Count it.
He's so good at that. He's so good at N1s.
Sorry if that was loud,
constantly strong, finishing at the rim. It's
now
amazing.
We got points on the board. So 5-2, and we got an N1 free throw coming up. 16:30 left in the first half, so just 3.5 minutes through. Jack Collada alongside Jonathan Hernandez here at Barrel Proof on Magazine. What about this crowd here at Robert LeBlanc's bar?
This is awesome, right? You got a lot of Loyola people, even some alums that didn't play basketball here, so you can see that. So just bring the community together is pretty awesome, right?
Yep, no doubt.
We didn't play this way when I was playing at Loyola, by the way. This was we were literally the exact opposite.
Y'all didn't have a packed crowd at Barrel Proof?
Man, we didn't have packed crowd. We had great sorority and fraternity turnouts at our games at the Recplex, but we didn't have this kind of atmosphere. That's for sure.
Right. From what I understand, and I'll fact check myself, but I believe this game is being broadcasted on ESPN 3 or ESPN Plus. You can also get it on NAIA I think it's about $9.95 to pay for it if you're on your computer or something like that. But so there's the ESPN account, there's the NAIA account, and there's also this account, Boot Crew Media.
There you go.
And that's really all you need.
That's it. That's free.
We're going to tell you the score every minute. And there you go, 5-4. is the score. Loyola leads by 1. It's 5-4 with 16 minutes left in the first half. What about just like, being a former player and watching just college basketball in general? What's changed from the game? So,
Well, it's funny. Everything's dribble drive now. So, when I was playing, it was a lot of motion offense, a lot of pounding into the inside. All the teams we played in our conference had like a big 6'8" guy, and he would sit in the middle of the lane and it would feed him. And then it was just post moves.
Right.
Now it's just everything's creating off the dribble. And I know Loyola's point guard, Brandon Davis, does a great job getting in the lane. Cameron Dumas does a good job too. Those guys are, obviously way more talented than we were. And we did a little bit of that stuff. We ran a lot of motion, so we had to read a ton of screens. We shot a ton of threes when I was there. And that kept us in games. It was towards the end when the athleticism took over where we really fell off. It would be like playing this year's Loyola team would be in the game, and then with 7 minutes to go, all of a sudden they're going a 20-0 run.
Right. Talladega missed the 3. Loyola with the rebound. Still up 5-4. 15:30 left in the first half. Quick 3 and drained it. Make it 8-4 Loyola. That was a 3-pointer by, I believe, Brandon Davis.
Yep, that was it.
Yep, number 10, Brandon Davis.
He had a little bit of penetration, so they had to help off of it, kick to him, and he had a wide open look.
Let's see. What's the conference? Southern States Athletic Conference. I believe that said the newcomer of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is his first year. He was a Delgado guy.
Yeah.
I think played at East St. John, so he's a local guy.
And then, what's cool is Jalen Galloway, who I've actually met before at Rockin' Sake. He was eating some sushi, and I talked to him, and he must be a really humble guy, even though he plays pretty confident. Because he was just like, "Hey, man, my name's Jalen." Like, he didn't say, "I'm a Loyola basketball player" or anything like that.
That's right.
You can hear the crowd here at Barrel Proof. Quick 3. That's Andrew Fava with the 3, the red-haired young man. I believe he's a junior. He obviously lights up on the court with the red hair, but he can also light up from downtown.
He can. He's got a quick trigger on it too. So he catches it and shoots it and gets rid of that ball in a quick release.
We're at 14 minutes left in the first half. Talladega just answered here in the NAIA championship game with a 3. So 11-9 is the score. Again, Loyola leads 11-9. Leave a comment, leave a question for Jonathan Hernandez. Hey, look, I told your dad that we'd put him on with like 5 minutes left, but I think we're vibing right now.
Yeah.
If you don't mind staying on for the whole first half, and then we'll bring Coach Jerry Hernandez on at halftime and, right after we get back. But
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
James Olivard in the building, a bunch of basketball alums. What is it like just to see, we're at a commercial break. What is it like just to see? I know you mentioned the press that Loyola gets, but just like the confidence that these players have. I mean, some of these guys have a chance to, it might not be NBA, but like play pro basketball.
Very much.
I mean, and that, no offense, but I don't know if that was always an option for Loyola basketball players 10, 20 years ago.
No, not at all. So, when I played, we didn't have athletic scholarships. So when my dad went out and recruited, I keep telling everybody, he was an amazing salesman because he got people to buy in to pay for college and play basketball. And some guys had scholarship offers to go to Brown maybe and throw the javelin or something, but really loved basketball and really bought into what my dad was kind of selling. And that's what we had. We had a collection of guys that just really loved the game. And we had a lot of fun. We battled, we competed, but at the same time, it was a good group of guys that really just kind of had a blast. So there was nobody calling us at the end of our career saying, "Hey, listen, you interested in playing overseas or something like that?"
Right. Were you in Gory Road too?
Yeah, I was there.
I was about to say you were the point guard.
I was the point guard for Kentucky.
For Kentucky, yeah.
Yep.
You gotta after you watch this, and I just realized a good point. But after you watch this, spend some time this week or this weekend watching that movie. It's not only a good movie about basketball, not only a good sports movie, but like it sends, I think, an important message and kind of like opens your eyes to a lot of things you don't always think about.
There's no question. You did a great job of kind of setting it up. And that was the only recruiting I got was after Loyola. They came and recruited me to be a point guard in a movie.
I was about to say, you got on a Disney movie.
That's pretty good.
It's a pretty big deal.
That's right.
So, yeah, some guy named Rich Vosek and Neil Harwell are on TV right now. You don't need them. You just need Jack Watt and Jonathan Hernandez.
That's it.
But one thing I did realize, because of the bad weather, tornado warning and everything in New Orleans, this might actually be the only option for people to catch. If for whatever reason, like power outage or something like that, like
that's right.
You pull up your phone, go to YouTube or Facebook if you can open that, and we'll keep you updated. So,
yes.
Or just have both screens up. But 11-9. Does that say 13 or 12?
13 minutes to go.
13 and a half minutes left here on the quick shot. Kansas City, Missouri, NAIA championship between Loyola and Talladega. How about this one, Johnny H? The first championship appearance by Loyola since 1945.
Right. And then, I think there's 45 teams, right? Like right before they disbanded athletics, where they had some players too, like this team. When it came back in 1991, when my dad brought it back, I mean, we were all good guys, right? And true players like they have on the court right now, right? We're a lot of guys scrapping for everything we could get.
Yep.
So there's probably a lot of correlation from the 1945 team to these guys here that, like you said, have a chance to play after they finish playing at Loyola.
Right. I was talking about Jalen Galloway earlier, and I actually didn't finish my thought because I think somebody made a three. But the point I was trying to make was he was very humble when I met him. Didn't mention basketball. He plays really physical. He can make threes. He can go to the goal and get fouled. But also, he played for College of Idaho and transferred here. And we beat College of Idaho in the quarterfinal, the Elite Eight of the NAIA. And that's, I mean, can you imagine?
Right, exactly.
Transferring from College of Idaho and then playing that team to get to the Final Four.
And you alluded to it before, the amount of confidence all these guys play with, and that's a credit to Coach Stacy and what he does with these guys to empower them to play confidently, play loose, and that's so important for these guys.
And if you didn't hear that from the 18 phones in the bar, it sounds like a tornado warning. So as much as we want to promote barrel proof, it looks like the bar is already packed. If you're on your way, come here, park safely, walk safely, don't trip, but stay comfortable and stay sheltered because it's not a pretty sight to see outside.
No, not at all.
13-13. We got a tie game. They just made a three.
Yep, that was a three from the top of the key.
So 12 minutes left in the first half. Again, this is a Boot Crew Media live coverage of the game from Barrel Proof on Magazine Street. They got everything here, dude. Beer on tap.
That's right.
Delicious food, whiskey.
And a great owner, right?
And a fantastic Loyola alumnus owner. Three-pointer. Off the backboard. The bank is open on Tuesday, baby.
That's awesome.
That was Jalen Galloway. We were just talking about him. So Galloway brings the Wolfpack up 16-13 with 11:24 to play. What are you seeing so far as the pace of the game? When they played College of Idaho, Coach Stacy told me that team controlled the pace. And then clearly in the semifinal game, Loyola controlled the pace. But just from a coaching standpoint, high school basketball coach, former player again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the pace of the game, the speed of the game.
Yeah, it seems like Loyola's getting everything they want. It seems like they're getting good looks, right? Defensively, they're sitting in this 1-3-1 kind of half-court trap. So that's going to should move Talladega kind of out of what they want to do, and they're taking quick shots. I don't know if they want to take quick shots, but that's what Loyola wants. They want them to take some quick shots so they can get out and run like this.
Do you think that should be a foul? There we go. We got the second look. It was a fast break drive. The guy kind of leaned into the shoulder and then shot kind of a fadeaway layup almost. And then Loyola, again, with the offensive rebounds. We seem – I wouldn't say dominating at this point. It's early. Again, we don't want to over-exaggerate, but it seems like they're handling the game on the glass on both sides.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds, which has got to be frustrating in Talladega. At the same time, it's only still like a 3-point game, right? And Loyola hadn't made that run stretch that they've always kind of had in some of these games. So, you hope that Loyola doesn't get frustrated with that. And they keep just playing hard and chipping away at that pace. But it seems like that's what they want, man. They're getting up and down. They take it to the rack. I don't know if the refs are going to end up calling a lot of the ticky-tack stuff, especially in the national championship game.
Yeah.
And knowing how the way Loyola plays. So that sometimes can be a, not a negative thing, but sometimes that could be a something that you got to watch where it's all of a sudden, man, Loyola takes it to the rack all the time and the refs stop calling fouls.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, so far I feel like, one, the crowd's great here at Barrel Proof. But two, I feel like it's a dead even game, even though I think we're the clear leader when it comes to rebounds and just like physical down low. But again, it's one of those games where if somebody gets hot from downtown, anything can happen.
Yes, I would assume as long as the turnovers stay low, and then Loyola just wants to dominate those 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds, any loose balls. They haven't gotten many tips on defense, and I felt like the first time I saw them play, they were getting their hands on everything.
Yep.
But again, they're playing a very familiar opponent. This is the 4th time playing. It's real tough to beat somebody 3 times, let alone 4 times.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an uphill battle all game long.
And I don't have the schedule right in front of me, so I don't remember the team we lost to. But Loyola's, I just want to remind everybody, 34-1 regular season record, Southern States Athletic Conference champion and tournament champion. They lost 1 game this whole year, 34-1, and then add what? 2?
Yeah,
because we won the quarterfinal and the semifinal.
Right.
So 36-1. I mean,
that's in itself is so impressive.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part of coaching and playing as well, right? You have this great season and you go on 36 games where you battle and you win and everything else. And you don't want one game to define you, right? A lot of times these guys, maybe 10, 15 years down the line, they don't want to lose a game and all of a sudden, man, we lost in the national championship game. It shouldn't take away from the phenomenal season that they had.
No doubt. But at this point, I mean, Miles Burns came on and talked to me post-game yesterday. And what I really liked about it, I kind of added a phrase to his arsenal by saying, the Kobe Bryant answer in the press conference when I think they were up 3 games or 4 games in the NBA playoffs, job's not finished. I mean, I feel like any fan of basketball has seen that clip over and over again, especially, with the unfortunate passing of Kobe. But job's not finished was really the message that Miles Burns was sending. The way he put it was, this is great, but I don't want to get caught up in all the history and tradition because I want it to mean more after tomorrow.
Right.
And so I really like that attitude because he seemed locked into tomorrow. He wasn't even in any business of celebrating last night's win. And from an athlete's perspective, that's what you want.
That's exactly what you want. You want to celebrate real briefly, but at the same time, you want to finish the job.
If you heard that noise, that was an absolute stuff fest by Loyola. Was that Jalen Galloway?
Yep, that's him.
Number 20, Jalen Galloway. Let's see it. Oh.
That was 2 possessions before.
Oh, okay. So here it is.
This one.
Absolute. I mean, if you're watching this game, go ahead and leave a comment. We had like 15 viewers. I don't know. Maybe I said something that lost some viewers, but I think we have more across all platforms. But we got a comment here. What's the score? Great question. 20-16, Loyola leads. Talladega's at the line shooting 1 or 2.
I think this is it should be 2, but I don't know if there's a second one or not. Yeah, there's a second shot.
Yeah, second one. Whistle after the free throw. Yeah, it looked like it was
lane violation.
Lane violation. So 20-16, the Wolfpack lead with 10 minutes left in the first half. Thank you for the question. You got to remind me after every minute of the game to say the score if I forget.
That's right.
Yeah, we're gelling right now. I mean, we're talking about everything.
Man, it's just awesome. A lot of energy. talking about the old Wolfpack, right?
Yep. 20-16, under 10 minutes to play in the first half. We got a lot of activity here, but if I was not doing this right now, I would have screen recorded that block and tweeted it because that was big time.
Yep. And we got our first buffering of the night.
You really hate to see it.
Oh, goodness. And that possession before was the first turnover I think Loyola had. And I'm sure they had a couple ones, but that was the first one that was just drastically, just a bad miscommunication between two of the Loyola guys.
Jalen Galloway shaking his head right now. Do you think that's because he knows the screen's buffering?
There's no question. He's frustrated just like us.
Johnny H, tell me about just the aspect of playing in tournaments from college basketball. You know, I don't played in golf tournaments in college, but basketball tournaments, hotel rooms, you got a couple games in a row, whether you win or lose. What's kind of the thing that keeps you locked in, like going to bed and waking up and those types of things, just from a player's perspective?
It's a big challenge because you got to try to get in your routine.
Big three by Loyola, 23-16. Screen's a little blurry here, but I think 9 minutes or 8 minutes left in the first half. 23-16, Wolfpack up by 7 here in the NAIA National Championship in Kansas City. We're live from Barrel Proof. But yeah, go on.
And you really, you try to get into your settled routine of everything, of game day.
Yeah.
Of, okay, I try to go to sleep at this time to get this much sleep. I want to try to get enough fluids in. Because especially when you're playing back to back, and the way Loyola plays, I mean, they leave everything out on the floor every single game. So you got to have a lot of recovery. You're laying around the hotel room a lot, right? Just to get off your feet. So, you try to keep everything as standard as possible.
Hang on 1 second. Hey, boss. Come in. Making sure the dog doesn't hit the light. All right, 23-17, 9 minutes left. Thanks to everybody for joining. We got Jeff Gillen in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Robert LeBlanc, former Loyola basketball player.
Former Loyola basketball player. I think he was a tight end in college and had an opportunity to play at Air Force.
Wow. Okay. And he is the owner of Barrel Proof here on Magazine Street.
And I might have that wrong. You got to ask my dad. I think he had a scholarship offer at Air Force and turned it down to come to Loyola.
Well, your father, Jerry Hernandez, does know a little bit more than you do.
He's got a ton of history.
Can we admit that?
Yeah, he's got a ton of history in that brain of his, and he'll talk about it all day long if you ask him. That's for sure.
We used to do the Jerry Hernandez chant, Jerry, in civics class at Jesuit. And while we're ramping up the viewership, I may have just lost 2 by mentioning Jesuit High School. But hey, this guy coaches at Jesuit. We both went to Jesuit. And if you're tuning in, that means you like Loyola. And nevertheless, it is a Jesuit school.
Jesuit education, that's it, man.
What about, speaking of Jesuit schools, real quick, we want to keep you posted. It's 24-17. Loyola leads with 9. Let's say 9.
I think that's right at 9, yep.
9 minutes left. Let's talk about this Jesuit school real quick. St. Peter's from New Jersey, the 15 seed in the Sweet 16.
That's amazing, huh? And those guys kind of play like Loyola. They don't play scared. There's no intimidation with them. Like when they were playing Kentucky, they played like they belonged, right? And that's what you want. You want guys that just play loose to really just kind of enjoy the game and play their butts off, but at the same time, they play with a ton of confidence. And that's what St. Peter's does, man. It's amazing.
Am I correct? I would have to check myself on this. If you're listening and I'm wrong, just let me know. Did they play North Carolina?
Who are they playing next? Purdue.
Okay.
Purdue's next for them.
Oh, Purdue. Who did Purdue beat?
Purdue beat.
Shot up,
Purdue
missed.
beat Texas.
That's right.
Yep.
Missed 3 by Loyola. We're looking at 8 minutes left in the first half. 24-17. We got a football score here, Coach.
It really is, man. and still Loyola's kind of been this. I thought it was a zone at first, but really they're just kind of sagging off one of these guys. Maybe he's a non-shooter.
Fast break points, foul, going to the line. Could have made that layup, though. I mean, it seemed like, I know you weren't able to watch every second of last night's game, but it seemed like we made everything fast break. We didn't make every three. We made a good amount of threes, especially late in the game, to just like run away with it. The score doesn't even show. 82-70 doesn't even describe the domination that we put on. But like those fast break points, the last thing you want is to get fouled and go to the line, or the last thing you want is to miss it. What you want at least is to get fouled and go to the line. What Hey, if you're still listening, and if we're not frozen anymore, please let us know. I had to connect to the hotspot because we had a little internet issue here at Barrel Proof, but we still have the game on the TV. We got that back on, Coach.
We're on, yep.
But if you can, it would mean a lot to me if somebody commented on Facebook or YouTube to let us know that you can see us, that you can hear us, so we can keep you posted. It's 27 to 17. Loyola leads by 10 with 6 minutes left in the first half.
And they're starting to get some of these crazy turnovers that they always kind of get their hands on and everything else, and getting some easy buckets. So up 12 now.
29-17, as Coach said. Thanks, bro. Got an old-fashioned here. Look how good that looks.
That looks great.
$5 old-fashions here at Barrel Proof. Again, if you're tuning in, let us know that you can hear us. Big basket by Loyola. That's another three. 32-17. I mean, tempo-wise, pace-wise, making shots-wise, seems like yesterday's game.
And it's funny that, like, Talladega's sagging. I guess the penetration's getting to him because they really sagged off of Brandon Davis there. And he just stepped back and just shot it. Look, three's not even guarding him. I don't know if they're worried about post-play. But you can't guard like that in the national championship game.
Well, and this isn't a team you leave open at three. Like,
no.
Right. If you're playing a team whose star is the power forward in the center, okay, maybe you leave the guards open, if they can't shoot. But there's like three guys on this team who can wet it from anywhere behind.
Right. There's a ton of dangerous guys on that court.
Still waiting on somebody. We got like 18 viewers. Still waiting on somebody who can. Oh, there we go. I see you, my guys. Adam Manguna. Do you know that guy?
He's a Brother Martin guy.
Oh, yeah?
Listening to two Jesuit guys talk, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Got a ton of Brother Martin buddies, man.
All right, Jeff Umont. So Adam can see us. Jeff can hear us. I'm going to go ahead and assume that means y'all can see and hear us. Jack Collada alongside Johnny H., Jonathan Hernandez, also known as Coach Hernandez, but not the older Coach Hernandez.
Not the original Coach Hernandez.
Also known as the point guard for Kentucky.
That's right. Louis Dampier in the movie. That's what he was.
Yeah. You know who's a good actor, like kind of low key, is the guy who plays Adolph Rupp?
Yes. John Voight.
Yeah.
Great guy, too.
Yes.
He was on set like a couple days while we were doing, obviously, the national championship scenes for that movie. And he was real down to earth, hung out with us in between takes and talked to everybody. So.
Another three by Loyola. That's the first one we've seen them miss in like the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like they've hit everything lately. So
the score is 32-17 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds and counting in the first half of the NAIA National Championship. I'm going to say that one more time. Loyola basketball is playing for a national championship. No, it's not here in New Orleans. No, it's not the NCAA. Can I just ask a question? Because I know Stacy and some of the athletic department at Loyola might not want to allude to this anytime soon. They don't want to jinx anything. But can I just go ahead and say there's 28 colleges, Jesuit colleges and universities. 27 of them are in the NCAA. And we're by far the number one overall seed, by far the best team in NAIA.
Right.
Can I just ask a question? Like, are we going to go to the NCAA? It needs to happen, right? In your opinion?
I would assume there's got to be a ton of, funding that's going to be involved in it, right? And the other thing, too, is if the school, right, the faculty side of it gets into it. I mean, I know that was my dad's struggle when he started back with no scholarships, was just a battle for scholarships. And a lot of the school didn't want that. They didn't want sports to be popular. Now, I would assume a lot of those faculty members don't teach there anymore. So,
and dude, I mean, all respect to obviously, the other local schools. I hope everybody's tuning in, whether it's to this or to ESPN or however you're streaming the game, on Twitter, catching updates, whether you go to Tulane, UNO, Xavier, Southern University, UL, I don't care. I mean, to be honest with you, this is the only New Orleans team left in This is the only Louisiana team left in postseason basketball.
Yeah, and if you're a homer, right?
Big dunk by Loyola, 34-17. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you're a homer, right? I root for all the home teams. So if Tulane's playing somebody, I'm rooting for Tulane, LSU. So everybody should be rooting for Loyola tonight.
Zach Wright still 10 points. Does that say 4 for 4?
I thought that's what it said.
From field goal?
We're sitting all the way in the back, but
Wright still a star player, a senior, a leader. That was him who just went to the lane and got fouled, I believe, or was that Miles Burns?
That was Burns, yeah.
That was Burns, yeah. So Burns going to the line. Loyola handling the game early, 3 minutes and counting left. Football score again, 34-17, but we are literally doubling their score right now.
It looks like they're sitting in this like 1-2-2 kind of matchup zone.
Can't play zone against this team.
So it's creating a lot of opportunities for Loyola, which is great.
I like how the screen said Talladega versus Loyola and then in parentheses Louisiana. As if, I know there's a distinction. You got to clarify because there's Loyola Chicago. But also, where's the parentheses after Talladega?
That's right.
Because
exactly.
unless you're keeping up with this every day, I had no idea where the hell Talladega was.
Talladega.
Did you know?
Yes. Well, so they were in our conference,
Okay.
and I think they got in maybe my sophomore or junior year. And driving to Talladega, Alabama, right? I think it's in Alabama.
No, it's in. Unless they were wrong
Is it
on the
Mississippi?
I think it's Mississippi.
So driving there, you would think it's a throwback to 1950, 1960. There's not much there. I didn't see the racetrack when you went there because the college is kind of off to the side. But it's a throwback city, that's for sure.
Yeah. Jeff Umont said, Johnny H looking good. Hey, thanks for letting me know that I look good. Not. Mary Roton said James Olivard is a great actor also. That's a fact.
He is.
Jeff Umont also added that you should write your check. I guess I'm supposed to pay you for doing this.
Yeah,
so
man.
I'll
We'll
hit
settle
you
up
up
after.
Yeah, we'll settle up
after.
Hey, I'll bet you that Loyola wins the game.
I don't want to. I'll lay the points.
Okay.
I think they're.
All right, give me a spread right now. They're up 17 right now with 3 minutes and a half. Let's not get too cocky.
No, you can't
right?
get ahead of yourself. Talladega is going to go on a run right at some point. It's whether Loyola can sustain it. I'll say 7. Give me 7.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to be even more humble. I was going to say 5 because anything can happen in the last. Even if you're up by 12 with a minute left, they could make a couple threes to make it look like a closer score. That's what happened last night.
Right.
I mean, Loyola was up by 20 plus for most of the game. And the final score was like 82-70, which makes it look a little closer.
Yeah, yes. And it seems like Loyola's taking care of business from the free throw line, which is huge, right?
Yep. 35-17, 3 minutes left. We're here at Barrel Proof. The rain has stopped. The internet's still working. Loyola by 13 is what Jeff said. Does that mean we're behind? Because from our viewpoint, we're up by 19.
Yes.
And
it's interesting. It doesn't look like Loyola's aggressively pressing as much as they normally would be, like sitting in this like 1-2-2 matchup zone. So it leaves some holes in it, right? A little driving layup by Talladega, but at the same time, I think that's what Loyola wants
36
to kind of give away.
Yeah, 36-19. Loyola leads. We might be a minute or two behind if you are watching the game. We apologize, but if you aren't watching the game, we're going to give you as quick of updates as we can. We're going to refresh the screen. We're going to make sure we're on top of it. We do have somebody commenting that Talladega is only down 13, which maybe means they're going to make a couple quick baskets and a couple stops. And that, like you said, they're bound to go on. They're not in the championship because they're not capable of going on a run. They're definitely capable of making a couple threes or getting to the line and making this interesting.
Right. And we're down to the last 2 minutes of the game.
There we go.
Talladega hits a shot, and this is where it's real important. You want to finish out the half strong, right? You don't want to all of a sudden be up 15 at one point and then go into halftime only being up 11 or 10 or something like that. Things went wrong. So you gotta close out strong.
So we're gonna correct ourselves. I think we are on top of the game. Mr. Umont, the Loyola loyal fan. That's tough to say. That's a tongue twister. The loyal Wolfpack fan.
That's right.
His final projection is Loyola by 13. I appreciate that. I'll bet that they cover that spread. How about that?
Yeah.
But up 15 right now, a minute 23, 1-2-3 left in the first half. Missed shot by Talladega. Talk to me.
Yeah, Loyola's kind of switching back and forth from this 1-3-1 to the 1-2-2, and it's really keeping them off balance, which is great.
Yep. Missed 3. Offensive rebound again. There we go. Missed that one. Got another offensive rebound. That's 2 in one possession. Third chance for the Wolfpack. Missed shot. Another offensive rebound. Another missed layup. And we got fouled. That was 3 offensive rebounds in one possession. And we go to the free throw line.
That's the high motor that Coach Stacy talks about all the time. Is that these guys just don't stop, and you can't stop, right? They're playing for everything right now. Last game of the season, so you got to leave it all on the line.
No question. That's is that Brandon Davis? Who's that at the line? 23.
No, that's Reitzel.
Oh yeah, Reitzel. We got Father Nathan Halloran in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
It's getting more and more packed in here, man.
Here at Barrel Proof. Yeah, I mean, we're nice and snug in the back. I'm glad Father Halloran isn't standing up, though, because he's about 6'5" at least. We wouldn't be able to see the TV screen to commentate this game.
It looks like he could do some stuff in the post.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He's a good beach volleyball player. 21 points for Talladega through literally 19 and a half minutes. That's allowing basically a point per minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
it's incredible defense, and it's crazy how aggressive that they play. You would assume that there's a lot of holes in it, but they close the gap so fast. And like just now, they just jumped in the passing lane because they anticipate passes so well. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. And I think it was actually Loyola Chicago who it was a shocking first half score against who did they play in this first round? Ohio State.
Yes. Yes.
And they only had like 20 or 21 points in the first half. When you think about that, I said a point per minute, but that's a basket is 2 points. That's one basket every 2 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So Loyola's defense is doing what they've done all year.
They're doing their job, man. They're doing their job. And they're not giving up too many offensive rebounds either. So it seems like Talladega keeps getting this corner 3, and they'll give that to them all night long because I don't think they've made many of them.
No, they haven't. They haven't been hot from downtown. They've made a couple. Loyola's just, again, dominating the glass game, the rebound game, and then hitting some threes and some open shots when need to. And, again, just like the semifinal game, points off turnovers have been huge. Fast break points.
Yes, very much so. When you get those easy buckets, man, it just, again, gets those confidence going, right? All of a sudden, those threes start going down. So we're looking good sitting at the halfway mark.
It's halftime, folks. We'll be right back. This is Jonathan Hernandez. I appreciate you hopping on.
Anytime, man.
The score is Loyola 36, Talladega 21. It's Boot Crew Media live coverage from Barrel Proof of the NAIA National Championship. We are packing the proof. That's it, my friend.
Gotta love that.
We'll be right back. All right. Thanks, bro. We're gonna get your dad on.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd like to get, if you see Robert, I'd love to get him on.
You want Robert first? You want that?
Maybe just Robert at halftime, and then, or you think your dad wants to see the game up close?
You want me to ask him?
Yeah, just ask him. Yeah. We'll be right back, all right? Yeah, baby. All right, Coach. So you're going to want to put this close.
Close. All right.
All right, we're back with halftime coverage of the NAIA National Championship. What does it mean to you to just be even talking about your former team as a former coach and athletic director?
Yes.
Former coach and athletic director. Coach, remind people when you were at Loyola first, and then we'll talk about just what it means to you as, such a focal part of the program over the years.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be given the job back in 1991 to restart the program after 19 years of not having any athletics at all. And, for the next 13 years, we brought in guys with no scholarships, no institutional funding. And those guys I'm indebted to those guys forever.
I love that, man.
It was not easy. We had a lot to overcome, and we did go to the national tournament in 1994-95.
Yep.
Which was that was only our 4th year of existence.
And Coach, it's always been, just to clarify, because I know things change over the years. It's always for the NAIA. It's always starts at 16 teams, or has that changed?
Well, it used to be 32.
Okay. So when y'all went, was it 32?
Yeah, we went.
Okay.
We were 32. We were actually better than our record indicated because we had played a lot of scholarship teams. We didn't have scholarships. We had played a lot of scholarship teams, and we were something like 17-11, and we ended up getting the 31 seed and ended up having to play the number 2 seed in the country.
Hey, y'all snuck in at 31, though.
Yeah, we did. And Brian Lumar, who's at the game tonight in Kansas City.
That's awesome.
Brian got in foul trouble in the first half, and it was a tough road for us. But for these guys to do what they're doing and to see the program develop under Mike Giorlando after I left, and now Stacy Hollowell, it's just a tremendous sense of pride.
Yeah.
That me and all the guys that played for us feel, and we got a nice little group of them here tonight.
No question, man. This, Jonathan was joking, before he hopped off. He was like, I don't think we've ever had a crowd this big when I was playing, watching Loyola basketball on TV for 2 reasons. One, it's rarely televised during the regular season.
Right.
And 2, obviously, like he said, and like I think you can agree, the level of talent that Coach Hollowell has brought on, whether it's from New Orleans or guys from Idaho or Chicago, Illinois. I mean, it seems like this team, on a talent level is obviously easy to say because they went 34-1 on another level than maybe any other Loyola basketball team.
That's a good observation. I mean, Stacy has done a great job of bringing in guys, and the one thing is he's brought in guys for the most part that have been here for 3 years and 4 years.
Yep.
And that's a statement in itself. Zach Reitzel and Miles Burns and Terry Smith. I mean, these guys have been around for a while.
I know.
And that's unusual. Even in the NAIA, even in NCAA Division III, and everything, because of the transfer portal, in the last year or two. But I think it's a credit to Stacy. I think it's a credit to Loyola to keep these guys here.
Yeah.
Coach,
you don't always see that in, like you said, in college basketball in general, on the NCAA, spectrum of college athletics, the star programs that you see on TV, that are coming up on Friday in the NCAA D1 tournament. I think it's safe to say, while obviously some players need to go to the NBA maybe sooner than others, whether it's their family situation or financial situation, I completely respect and understand that. But still, it seems like Loyola has something special in the sense of guys playing for their team and maybe not so much their draft order.
No, absolutely. And of course, for my 13 years, that was the case. We had guys that, came for the right reasons. Many of them, it took them a while to pay off those student loans.
Yep.
And again, I think, and I think Loyola is indebted to them, and they should be, and I think they do. And Brett Simpson's been around since the beginning, and he certainly knows. And and Mike Giolando has been around, at the beginning before he took over, and so they all know.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of these kids now, even today at Loyola, I think they're there for the right reasons. Those guys have been there for 3 and 4 years, and that's a credit. I tell you to Stacy and Coach Gio and Brett Simpson and the whole Loyola University community. To have guys come there and want to stay, and that's unusual in today's athletic arena in all sports. So I'm just thrilled, man. We're so excited.
And we're handling this game thus far. I do want to remind everybody of who this very young man next to me is. It's Coach Jerry Hernandez, former head coach of Loyola basketball, started in 91 and athletic director. And you coached for how many years?
13
years. So an absolute staple. He and his son, longtime coaches, obviously Jonathan was a player at Loyola, and just have always been around the game of basketball. Coach, how long have you been around the game you started in 91 as Loyola's coach. How long have you been around the game of basketball? Were you, 5 years old?
Well, I retired actually 3 years ago.
Right.
After 45 years.
What was your last stop after Jesuit?
My last stop was at North Shore High School in Slidell.
Okay.
I was the head coach for the last 5 years there.
You were teaching, right?
And teaching and coaching there. But after 45 years, I retired, but I have been volunteering at Jesuit for the last 3 years with Chris Jennings, who I coached.
Yep.
And who coached Jonathan, and I've been volunteering for them the last 3 years, and it's the best coaching job I've ever had because I have no pressure.
I was about to say
I can come and go as I please, and but I'm there at every game, and every once in a while they may ask me my opinion, but the coaching is in great hands with those two, and it's great to be in that Jesuit atmosphere. And I was there for 11 years, full time, and I don't have to tell you, you're a Jesuit guy,
right.
And so somehow or another I can't get it out of my system.
Right. Well, it reminds me of a guy who at the golf course I grew up playing, a guy who was the head of the cart, the cart guys at the golf course. He retired for 6 months, and then he was on the couch and he said, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And so I think that's how it is for guys involved in athletics, and especially basketball. It's like you sit on the couch for a couple of months, you watch the sport, you try to find a new hobby, but it kind of follows you everywhere.
Yeah, it's just crazy, and like I said, when I retired 3 years ago, I went to Chris and I said, if you want a volunteer assistant,
that's awesome.
I'll sweep the floor, I'll keep the scorebook, I'll keep a shot chart, whatever you want me to do, and every once in a while I go to some practices and watch them practice and get to know the kids, and to be in that atmosphere is just awesome,
Well, Coach, let me bring this up because we're gonna take a minute-long break. If you're okay with staying on for some of the second half.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to leave at the 10-minute mark to be up close, we got a good view here. We both have glasses. We got 8 eyes here between the two of us. So
no, I'll be glad to.
Okay. All right. Well, hang with us. We are going to take a quick break, but first, before we do that, I want to ask you one more thing. I know you said you heard the interview with Stacy. I don't know if you heard the full podcast when I brought John Brady on.
Yes, I did.
But he was talking about, and you mentioned retirement, right? Obviously, Coach Brady isn't retired. He said he lives a life free of anxiety.
That's right.
Obviously, he's the color commentator for the LSU basketball radio network. But Stacey Hollowell has got a lot more years left in the tank before he lives a life of free from anxiety. But let me tell you, from a guy who's setting records and breaking, moments in history for Loyola basketball, he seems to be pretty calm, cool, and collected. He doesn't seem to be full of anxiety. He has some, obviously. If he didn't have any, he wouldn't care.
Yeah, he is. He's a pretty calm individual. I talk to Stacy, on a fairly regular basis, and we talk. And
right.
I don't give him any advice on what to do. And he's been around long enough, and he's had tremendous amount of experience internationally and everything else. So, but we talk on a fairly regular basis, and he's pretty chilled out.
Yeah, I was about to say he's very chill. I mean,
he's pretty chilled out, and that's good for his players, and nothing seems to bother these guys. I mean, it's
right.
I mean, I'm so impressed with them, so, but they've had a good first half, and, I think Stacey made an adjustment in the first half. I think that made a big difference, and maybe we can talk about that when we come back.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back with Coach Jerry Hernandez here at Barrel Proof. This is Jack Lotta alongside Coach Hernandez, and this is the NAIA National Championship between Loyola and Talladega. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Like, share, comment. We got a lot of viewers on here, so again, just hit that like button, share, so that all the fans of New Orleans basketball can get the updates. Loyola dominating through one half of play. 36-17?
36-19.
36-19 was the first half score. We'll be right back.
At Barrel LLC, we have the privilege of representing victims and survivors that are oftentimes involved in catastrophic incidents that affect their lives.
If anyone looking for a personal and loving relationship with law, I would choose Bear Law.
At Bear Law, our goal is to turn victims into victors.
I'll be right back.
Okay, man. Okay.
That's Jeff Gillings.
Oh, hey, Jeff. How you doing, man? Yeah, how you doing, man? Yeah.
This case camera on, I want to be in. But, so two things about me is that I am Greg's brother, right? I guess of all the brothers, you probably know Greg and Jared.
Greg and Jared the best, yeah.
And then
Oh, absolutely.
he beat the punch.
Yeah. Because he was in a situation where he was doing okay. But when you get paid that much money, you can't just do okay. I mean, he's made the tournament, and
It's best for Florida too that he goes on. I think.
I think so too. I think.
He'll be
And
All right, we're back on, Coach.
he's getting paid a lot of money. And all he's got to do is win 12 games, and he's better than the guy did before.
We got a big crowd here, Coach, at Barrel Proof.
Oh man, this is a great crowd, man. This is wonderful, and Robert LeBlanc has been. He's been an incredible person from the time he walked on campus when we got him. We actually stole him away from the Air Force Academy, and it certainly worked out well for him. But
he played under you?
4 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, we got him.
So he was towards the latter half of your career, or
He was about the middle.
okay.
He was about the middle, and for him to open up Barrel Proof and do this, and of course it's good for his business. But we've got a great Loyola crowd here, and
Yeah.
And again, these guys deserve to have a big crowd here.
All right, folks, we're underway for the second half. We're 45 seconds into it. Coach, I hope you can see the screen.
Yes, I can.
38-17, Loyola leads by 21 points. I'm going to show this comment real quick for you to see.
It's actually 38-21.
Oh, 38-21.
Yeah.
Okay, that's correct. 38-21, Loyola leads by 17. And, Coach, I'm showing a comment on the screen by Jeff Umont here. You see this?
Yes.
It says, looking good, Jerry.
Yeah, because he's almost as old as I am. Jeff's been a great Loyola and Jesuit fan for years and years, and still is.
Yep. Coach, I don't want to make anybody nervous who's tuning in, but I will say that I think right as you glanced over to the screen, there was an air ball by Loyola, and I'm going to ask the same question, and then a quick basket by Talladega. So now it's a 15-point game. Loyola leads 38-23, just 2 minutes into the second half. But, Coach, I asked your son this question. How important is that first basket to go in to start the half?
Well, it's real important. We always tell, most coaches always talk about the fact that the first 3 minutes or so of the second half really could determine how the rest of the half is going to go.
Coach. I hate to cut you off, but our star player, Miles Burns, is down on the court. He got up. I think he might have just banged his head when he fell.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any type of concussion worthy. Let's see here on this replay. He got the putback. It's Loyola's first basket of the half, but
right.
I'm not sure what happened there. He was on the floor, but he got up. He seems to be moving fine. I don't even think he hit his head. I think he just might have fallen hard.
Right. He's a tough kid.
Yeah.
But these first 2 or 3 minutes generally has we'll kind of see what direction at least the foreseeable future in the second half is going to go. But Loyola just needs to keep going. And that's Brandon Davis just scored, and
Brandon Davis with a basket. 40.
What a great pickup he's been, man. Golly.
42-23. Loyola up by 19 points. Talladega with the ball at the top of the key, just working the ball back and forth from guard to guard up top. Coach, I haven't really seen a lot of down-low play from Talladega.
No, and they got some nice-sized kids. I don't know why.
There it is, a shot from the junction.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's been what's kind of keeping them going a little bit. That's the mid-range jump shots.
Does anybody call it the junction anymore? I knew I always.
Yeah, I call it the junction. Yeah, some people call it the elbow, right? But I call it the junction.
I like the junction.
Me too.
Let's stick with that.
Me too. I like the junction. But look, it's a long way to go, and Loyola's got to stay hungry, and I tell you that they're incredible.
There we go, baby. Offensive rebounds. Have been huge. That wasn't even an offensive rebound. That was just an over-the-top pass, I think, right?
Well, Loyola's ranked 3rd in the nation in offensive rebounding. And they're incredible. They're just incredible.
Yeah, that was a savvy little pass from one forward to another.
That's right, Terry Smith.
Yep. All right, we're at a commercial break. Coach, I don't know if during your time at Loyola, you were any sort of historian, but obviously I knew that you were a history or civics teacher. You taught me at Jesuit, but talking about history, 1946 was the last time Loyola was in the Final Four. 1945, obviously, the one and only national championship for them. What do you remember just from your time at Loyola as far as just looking back in the history and seeing what happened in the 40s? For Loyola basketball.
One of the things that when I first came on and Craig Bogar was the athletic director, and I was the assistant athletic director. One of the things that I brought up to him, I said, nobody had been put into the Loyola Hall of Fame since 1964. And I said, we need to revive that.
Yeah, we need to make a change.
I said, we've got from 1964 to 1972, we've got, a bunch of people that need to be in that Hall of Fame. So one of the things we did, we worked hard. Father Carter, a good man who, he approved it. And we went full force with it, and they've been having Hall of Fame inductions ever since. And Craig and I were both very instrumental in dealing with the Hall of Fame, and it's one of the best things I've ever done in my professional life is get involved with the Hall of Fame, because I got to meet some incredible,
not just basketball players,
all
general.
athletes, all athletes, from boxers to track to football players. To it was one of the highlights of my 13 years is to be involved in that. So I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the history of Loyola. They just got another steal.
Yeah, Coach, commentate for a second here. 44-25 Loyola leads. I'm about to send a text to this guy in front of me, Father Nathan Halloran.
Okay.
Who worked at Jesuit and now runs the oversees the Catholic Center at Loyola. And he just texted me, "Are you here?" And I'm about to text him back that I'm right behind him.
Okay, good. Loyola's up 44-28. Talladega has the ball. Another great defense. We got a rebound. Terry Smith is going down. Oh, he missed the layup. As long as we can keep up this intensity defensively, we'll be in pretty good shape. But as we were talking about, we got away from the full court press and it's fallen back into a straight zone, and that seemed to work. But now it looks like Talladega's coming back. It's 44-30 at this point.
This is very much a basketball game.
Yes.
In anyone's hands at this point. Yes. Talladega could go on a 8-0 run, and they're right back in it.
Right.
They're well within striking distance, a couple threes and a couple stops away from making it a game. And, if you're not a fan of Loyola, you want it to be a game. But if you are a fan of Loyola, you want to keep this 12, 14-point cushion.
Right.
44-30 with 14 minutes left. I'm about to holler at Father Halloran because I don't know if he saw my text, and I want him to come over. Father! Nathan! Can't hear me. It's too loud in this bar, Coach.
Too many Loyola fans.
Yeah.
But they've got to stay hungry.
Come on over. You okay? Yeah. You okay with just hopping on the screen for a second? So this is Father Nathan Halloran, Coach. Have you met Coach Jerry Hernandez?
How you doing, Father? It's good seeing you.
Yeah.
How you doing? Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right.
But, Father, we're going to get to hang after this game, but can you talk about the atmosphere at Barrel Proof with all these Loyola alums for a second?
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I had no idea there's a place you could watch basketball like this.
Loyola basketball.
Well, yeah, basketball, but yeah. No, and with the storm warning and everything on, it's good spirit.
I know. Well, you got here at the right time because I think I saw you walk in and then immediately, or were you walking in while it was pouring down?
Oh, no. We came in right after, but we got a text with a picture of the tornado that touched down in the lower 9th Ward, and someone was like, where are you going? I was like, well, I got a Wolfpack trumps tornado anytime, right?
Yeah, but I will say, on a serious note, I do want to show this comment. As Father just mentioned, pray for New Orleans tornado just touched down. So it was in the 9th Ward?
Touchdown in the lower 9th Ward, I believe, 30 minutes ago or so, or an hour. But we're clear now, and hopefully no one got hurt.
All right, so we're back from commercial break. Father, keep cheering them on, and we'll be back.
Seeing you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
We're back from commercial break. Thanks to Father Nathan Halloran, who, as I said, works full-time at Loyola University of New Orleans. And packed house at Barrel Proof. Jack Culata alongside Coach Jerry Hernandez. Coach, 14 minutes, 16 seconds left in the national championship game. You got a 14-point lead. If you're in Stacey Hollowell's shoes right now and you call a timeout or you have your next timeout with your team, besides just the details of the game, what are you telling them just from a mental and emotional standpoint?
Well, I'm telling them to take care of the ball. Take care of the ball, make them guard you, and stay hungry. Don't get satisfied with a 14 or 16-point lead because with a shot clock, that lead, that's not much in today's game with a shot clock. So they've got to stay hungry.
Yep.
And
Oh,
yep, there you go.
We got a game, folks.
That's
Talladega just drained a three,
That's
14 minutes exactly and counting. It's 44-33. Loyola leads by 11. Coach, I think they're going to have to keep a little bit. I mean, the pressure on that shot was still pretty good.
Right.
It's not like it was wide open.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the things that they do well. They close out fast. They're long, and it causes guys to take shots a little more quicker than they normally would. And I think that's part of their half-court defense.
I mean, there was a hand in the face on that Talladega player there. So,
but
good shot by them.
The 3 times that Loyola played Talladega, it was a tough 3 tough games.
Yep.
So those 3 games don't make a difference at this point. It doesn't make a difference what happened in those 3 games.
Coach, that was, I think, 2 back-to-back offensive rebounds. In the first half, we had a play where I was doing live commentary, actually describing the action, and it was 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession.
Right.
As we mentioned earlier, Loyola's team, 36-1 on the season. You don't get there without getting second-chance points, but, I mean, again, they continue to get offensive rebounds and get in good position.
They're relentless, and they're in such great physical shape. He only plays about 7 or 8 guys.
Right.
And that's not easy to do, when you're playing 40 minutes of college basketball.
Right.
Especially at the pace that they play. And then, playing 4 games in 5 days? That's not easy to do.
Right.
So they've just got to stay focused. They've got to stay hungry and, just keep up the defense. Stacey may be looking to change a little bit. Who knows what he's going to come out with defensively at this point. He started off pressing full court, trapping, full court, half court, pulled back from that, went to a straight zone, and that's when they pulled up and went ahead by 16 or 17 points. So now it's back down to 11. And we'll see what Stacey does coming out of that timeout.
No doubt. We're about to get back from the timeout. I want to show this comment. Somebody giving some love to our fishing podcast, Sportsman Paradise podcast at Boo Crew Media. Thanks for the comment, Ross. If you have any questions or comments on Facebook or YouTube, we don't get to see the comments from Twitter, but leave a comment, leave a question. If I don't tell you what the score is every 30 seconds to a minute and Coach doesn't remember to remind me to say what the score is, y'all just comment score ? And I'll let you know, because a lot of people may have lost power who are tuning in. Maybe their screen's buffering. So it's good that you have this outlet to see the old ball coach come on and talk about his former team, his former athletic department. Coach, once we get inside 9 or 8 minutes, we're only going to be talking about basketball. So this is really my last big kind of perspective question as Talladega makes a 3 to bring it within 8 points. And so really we need to focus on basketball from here on out. But last perspective question, talk about Brett Simpson as the new athletic director for Loyola.
Well, I coached Brett in high school in basketball at St. Martin's. And of course he came over to Loyola and played baseball and good steal.
There we go,
There we
baby.
go.
All right.
Back up to 12.
We'll give love to Brett Simpson after this game, but we got to finish this out, Coach.
But
48-36, Loyola leads, 12 and a half minutes left.
But Brett played at Loyola and stayed around and being part of the athletic administration, and I gave him a job in the department, and I knew he was going to be good, and he's been there ever since.
Right.
He's now the AD and has done an incredible job with this whole athletic department.
That was a 3 by Talladega to bring it back within 9. It's 48-39 with 12 minutes and counting.
Oh, no, he called the charging foul on Miles Burns.
Charging on Miles Burns, the star senior guard. And a questionable call. I mean, we might need a replay. Let's see if he set his feet.
Let's see what happens. Well, that's Zach Reitzel on that last bucket.
Here we go. Three-pointer.
There's the three-pointer by Talladega.
They're just showing replays right now. They didn't show us the replay of the charging call, but it was close. 48-39, Loyola leads.
Back live right now.
11:48 left. Three-pointer by Talladega, no good. Rebound, Loyola taking it down. That's Brandon Davis.
That's Zach Reitzel.
No, that's Reitzel with the ball. Swinging the ball around the top of the key right now. Coach, what about pace? When you have a 9-point lead, I mean, what about do you take the basket? Do you take the shot when you have it still?
Yeah, I think you have to. You still got a little under 12 minutes to play.
No need to wait until 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, there's no need to do it at this point.
Because you want to stay aggressive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes in high school you can do it, but when you're, there's 6-7 minutes left in the game and, with no shot clock, you can run, a minute and a half off if you really have something that works. But in college, it's hard to with the shot clock, a 30-second shot clock. And, you've got to stay aggressive offensively.
Yep.
Generally what happens is if you enter that last 3 minutes of the game with a decent lead, 8 or 10, 12 points, the defense starts to get a little antsy. They start to take chances, and that's when you can take advantage of that. But,
right,
with 11 something left, you still have to stay aggressive and you still have to play your game.
Yep.
And
as you mentioned, 11 minutes to play. And again, coach's perspective, timeout, commercial break, TV timeout, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, it's under 12 media timeout.
This is what every senior Loyola basketball player, whatever, kid goes to college to play basketball lives for, the last 10 minutes of the national championship.
Yeah, this is it. And for some of these guys, it may be their last game, as a collegiate, Some of these guys, will go on to play pro ball probably in Europe,
right,
somewhere. And, that's a lot of them dream about that. And but anyway, this is it, man.
The Talladega Tornadoes were 32-5 in the regular season, 15-3 in the conference, second obviously behind Loyola in the Southern States Athletic Conference. This is very much a team deserving to play in this game.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. And of course, it says a lot about the SSAC that the two best teams in the country,
playing for a title,
are playing for the national championship, and
48-39, 11 minutes left. Again, no reason to it's not high school basketball. In fact, I think high school basketball should probably have a 35-second shot clock because it's crazy how long they can keep the ball. But no reason to stop playing aggressive, stop attacking the paint, get into the free throw line. That doesn't happen until, what would you say? I mean, a 2-minute mark if you're up by 10?
I would say 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of lead you have. Again, the defense will start to get antsy.
Yeah.
And it's just a natural thing for them to do. And, Loyola I think will be able to take advantage of that because they're disciplined enough.
That was a tough miss layup there.
They're missing some layups here. And I'm hoping it's not because they're getting tired.
48-39, still the score. Loyola up by 9. exactly 10 minutes and 9 seconds left to play. 10:09, second half, NAIA National Championship. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Stay with us. Coach, I appreciate you hanging on with us, man.
No, glad to do it. Glad to do it.
Yes, indeed.
There you go. Big basket, Miles Burns.
All right, Coach, we're coming back. That was not a timeout.
No, it wasn't.
Stoppage of play. Wasn't a timeout. We're back. Quick basket by Loyola while we were gone. It's 50-39, and here's a three by Talladega, and they made it. We now have one of the slimmest margins we've had all game. It's now down to 8 points, 50-42, Coach.
Yeah, and those threes that they've been making have been wide open. I don't know whether Coach will make
and they've been
change
corner
defensively.
threes.
Yes, they've been all from the corner. I know sometimes when you give weak side help, you got your weak side defenders that are in the lane, and if they can get the ball on a skip pass or a ball reversal, somebody's going to get a wide open look for a three, and that's what Talladega's doing right now. So,
all right, so now I can promise you we're at a timeout, but it looks like a 30-second timeout because the players are coming back out.
Yes.
9:33, I believe.
Yes.
From three-point range, Talladega is 7 for 22. Loyola is, correct me if I'm wrong, is that a 5 for 16?
Yes, 5 for 16.
So 7 for 22 for Talladega, 7 threes, equivalent of 21 points, and that's half of their points because they have 42, we have 50. So half of Talladega's points have come off threes.
Well, I can tell you those last
Coach is getting
threes,
into it for Talladega right
now.
now.
Yeah. Those last threes have been wide open.
He just slapped the court.
Yes.
Usually you can only do that if you're a player.
Well, coaches are coaches,
Yikes. It was a
turnover.
It was a nice post move by Loyola. That was
Zach Reitzel.
And I think he just lost control of the ball, tried to pass it, baseline, and kind of lost control of the ball. It went out of bounds. So Talladega with a big opportunity here, down 8. If they can make a 2 or a 3, they're looking at a 2 or 3 possession ball game.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised because all 3 of the games were close games.
Yep. Rimmed out there, rolled around the rim and fell. What's up, Father? Fell, just rolled out the rim. Loyola with the rebound, back down, 8:43 left in the game. This is it. Three-pointer by Loyola, no good. Rebound, Talladega. Coach, defense-wise, what are you thinking?
Well, he's still staying with a straight zone. That's another wide-open 3.
Wide-open 3 for Talladega, and just as, I hate to say I jinxed us, but there it is, 2-possession ball game. Loyola leads 50-45.
Yeah.
They were up 14. They were up 16. They were up 17. Then they were up 12. And then they were only up 10. And they were only up 8. And now with a 3 for Talladega, we're looking at a 5-point ball game. Missed layup, offensive rebound for Loyola. Missed another one and a putback. 2 offensive rebounds. The putback is good by Miles Burns. Loyola up 7. Coach?
Well, they're going to have to do something and get a hand in the face of these shooters, and that's what caused them to miss those 3-pointers in the first half, with quick closeouts and making those shots uncomfortable.
Yep.
Now they're getting wide open threes, and
that was the first time I've seen Talladega drive to the paint in the entire second half. I mean, I know I've missed some plays, but you haven't seen somebody just dribble and drive.
Right. They've been
for them.
Yeah, they've been just sitting out, passing the ball around, and Loyola's been losing some of their shooters, like right there in that replay.
Right.
and those guys are getting clean looks, you know. And at this level, you know, those guys are going to hit those shots.
They picked a good time
You
to
know?
hit them too, because again, every highlight or replay that we've seen from Talladega as far as scoring in the second half has been an open shot either from the junction or from behind the arc.
That's correct. You know, and I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if after this timeout, Stacy came out and went man to man.
Okay.
Just to keep those guys from getting those wide open looks, because they're getting them. They were getting them from the corner. You know, maybe they made an adjustment to close out quicker on the corner, and now they're getting them from, you know, out from the 45-degree angle. So it's going to be interesting to see what coach is going to do after this timeout defensively.
We'll be right back with you. It's a timeout. It's a commercial break. We are live from Barrel Proof. Jack Collado alongside Coach Hernandez. And there's just a short time left here in the NAIA National Championship. Loyola working towards its second national championship, but the first victory since 1945. We'll be right back. Need a water or anything?
No, I'm fine, man. I'm fine.
All right, Coach, we're back. 7 minutes exactly left in the second half. Three-pointer by Loyola, no good. Offensive rebound, though. Here we go again. Second chance points. We got it, baby.
Three-pointer by Brandon Davis.
55-45 just went from a 7-point game to a 10-point game. 6:45 and counting. The Wolfpack with a huge shot.
That was a big basket that kind of broke a little bit of momentum. Hopefully, defensively, we can come down and get a couple of stops and get a score or two, and then get it back up to 13, 14 points. But they just left Brandon Davis wide open on that, and he drilled it.
Let us know if you can still hear us, still see us, ask a question, leave a comment. This is Boot Crew Media's live commentary from Barrel Proof. We want to thank everybody at Barrel Proof for opening up their space and showing the game on the big screen. 6:30 left to play in the second half. Big steal. Fast break. Is he going to dunk it? Yes, he will. That's Zach Reitzel? Yes, it is. 57-45. Loyola leads by 12.
Coach, I think Coach Hollowell must have heard us, because I think he came out. He's playing man-to-man now.
Yep. He heard you, Coach.
Yeah.
He heard you. All right. Baseline basket by Talladega.
Yeah, he gave up a little dribble penetration there, but he came out man-to-man, and you know, they may get some dribble penetration. Hopefully they won't, but hopefully this will cut down on the wide open looks.
Here we go. Pass out to the top, then to the corner, and it's another three for Loyola.
Miles
the
Burns.
First time I've smiled in the second half.
Oh,
Coach.
yes. Oh,
it's
yes.
becoming a real thing now. Loyola up 13 with under 6 minutes to play. We're looking at 5.5 minutes left.
And if they can keep them from dribble penetrating, they'll be fine. See, that three was contested.
Right.
That
and it
three
wasn't
was
contested 5 minutes ago.
Right, it wasn't.
Look at that move. That's a foul.
That's a foul.
He's going to the line, and he's
Miles
on the
Burns.
floor again. That's Miles Burns, but you
Going
talked
to the
about
line.
his toughness and his resilience.
Oh, yes.
He's going to get up no matter if you got to put a cast on him and wheelchair him out to the free throw line.
He's one of the most incredible players I've seen in a while at any level. He's he's got the ability to get his hands on the ball defensively as well as anybody I've seen. And he's a tremendous athlete, and on both ends of the court, defensively and offensively.
No question.
If we can make some free throws here, we'll be in pretty good shape.
60-47, Loyola leads, 5:20 left. Miles Burns at the line, shooting 2, made the first one. Make that 61-47. Loyola up 14 points, 2 touchdowns worth, and 2 extra points. Miles Burns has 13 points in the game. I think he's 4 for 17, which isn't obviously what he's usually doing.
Right.
Last night he was 5 for 8, I think, with 2 for 5 from 3. But all that matters is these last 5 minutes. Doesn't matter what your personal stat line is.
Yeah, well, a lot of Miles' scoring comes off of his steals.
Yep.
And since we're not pressing full court and trapping full court, the amount of steals that they get are going to be minimized this game. But I think the decision to go man to man was good.
Yep.
Now, they're going to have to depend on dribble penetration and just running their offense.
Daniel Schmidt in the building. Come over here real quick. We got a quick break in the action. You see this guy?
One of my former players.
Wolfpack, baby. Wolfpack.
That's it.
Hey, tell us what you're thinking right now. There's 5 minutes left. The Wolfpack are up 14 in the national championship. What does that mean to you, Mr. Schmidt?
Man, I mean, just congratulations to a great year.
It ain't done yet, though, baby. Don't say anything.
Well, let's hope so. They seem to have control here. It's been a long time coming. A lot of people have put in a lot of hard work in the foundation, and now you're seeing what can happen when the school's behind you and you get the right pieces in place. So good to see y'all.
We're gonna grab a beer afterwards. All right.
All right, Daniel.
We got to finish out this game first. We're looking at a 12-point ball game, 61-49, exactly 5 minutes to play here in the national championship of the NAIA, Loyola versus Talladega, 450 and counting. Coach, talk to me.
Well, you can see Talladega is starting to put more pressure on the ball, and that happens when you're behind, when you start to get 3-4 minutes left in the game, and Loyola just has to keep their poise, keep from turning the ball over, and do what they do best.
Yep.
That is just what Miles Burns just did. Take the ball to the basket and get fouled. And, they just need to there's a picture of Javon Felix, the assistant coach, great player at St. Aug in Texas. And he's a great addition to Stacy's staff, for sure.
And he's the one and only assistant coach.
Yes.
He's just got one.
Yes.
And I think it's safe to say, for right now, that's all he needs.
Yes.
Because they're 14, they're 12 points up, shooting free throws, missed the first one.
Yes, this is what they've got to do.
Yep.
And this is not one of their strengths, I don't think, is free throw shooting.
Especially late in the game.
Yes, they've got to, look, if anybody ever finds the key to free throw shooting, they'll be a rich person. But,
I think Steph Curry knows how to do that.
One out of two, that's good.
I will take that. 62-49, a 13-point lead for the Wolfpack with 4.5 minutes to play. We're going to stay with you all the way through. Quick basket by Talladega.
See, they gave up dribble penetration, and that's the killer.
62-51.
They've got to make them shoot outside shots, contested outside shots, and I think they'll be in good shape, but they can't let them penetrate.
At what point do you press if you're Talladega?
7
minutes ago? No,
they're going to have to do something.
There we go. That's all you need. I know it stops the clock, but if you can go to the line, catch your breath, and make 1 or 2 free throws for Loyola, they're at the line right now, up 11. They need to make at least 1 every time they go to the line.
Right, that's Brandon Davis. I think Brandon Davis is one of the better free throw shooters. I think this is the under 4 media timeout. But if they can cut down on allowing dribble penetration and make them shoot contested jump shots, I think that'll be to their benefit.
We're at a timeout and a commercial break, but Coach, I'm no John Levy when it comes to mathematics. I'm no math wizard, but as you alluded to, when it comes down to making at least one of two free throws, when you're up 10 or 11, as Loyola is right now, every time you go to the line, it's either going to be an advantage or a disadvantage because you stop the clock.
That's correct.
So if you don't make 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 2, the advantage is to the other team.
That's correct.
The clock stopped and they can go down and make a quick 3, and then the point, with 4.5 minutes left, that's all they need is for you to go to the line, miss a free throw, and for them to go down and make 2 points.
Right.
Or 3.
Absolutely. And that's a momentum changer. That's why I keep saying don't give up dribble penetration because those officials are going to call fouls. Unless somebody gets a clean block from the weak side. But when you're guarding somebody going to the basket, you can bet your bottom dollar that those officials are going to call fouls. And that's what they need. They need to score with the clock stopped.
What are you telling your team right now if you're Coach Stacy Howell?
If I'm there, I'm telling them don't give up dribble penetration.
Yeah.
Make them take a contested shot and box out and get that defensive rebound.
They're showing some Loyola fans on the crowd right now on TV. This is Boot Crew Media's live coverage.
That's Ryan Brock on the left.
That is Ryan Brock.
One of the great players.
Brother Martin guy.
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to the Crusaders.
I don't know who the other one was, but
4 minutes exactly. We are looking at a screen that says 4:00.
As Chris Wiseman, Loyola guy, standing up leading some cheers.
62-51. This is Brandon Davis.
At
the line, and as we discussed, don't blame it on us, but he missed the first free throw. We got to make this second one, Coach.
Yeah, it's again, it's not one of their best things that they do, but Brandon can make this one. There we go.
I'm breaking the rule drinking the beer that I'm having, and I'm not even going to say it because one of our sponsors at Boot Crew Media is Miller Lite.
Yeah, we go to full court press.
They're
picking
press.
Them up full court.
Loyola is pressing, and they're up 12. I love to see it.
They're going back to full court pressure, but they're man-to-man.
They were not expecting that, Coach.
It's a little run and jump, a run and trap defense right now. They got the ball inside. We got to steal.
There we go, baby. Big steal. Fast break.
Miles Burns.
Slow it down. No, he didn't. Did he get fouled? What?
Yes.
What did they call there?
Either a foul or out of bounds by Talladega.
It's 63-51. Loyola leads by 12. We are looking at 3 minutes and 39.
Talladega defensively is going to start to get a little anxious. They're going to start to take chances.
Okay, so Loyola did retain possession there. Nice pass there. You want to get it back out and reset, right?
Right. Get it out. Maybe run a little clock. It's starting to get down to the 3-minute mark with a double-digit lead. And again, Talladega's got to start making some decisions defensively, what they're going to do. Here's a wide-open 3. Offensive rebound. Yes! Miles Burns. Big offensive rebound and putback. Up by 14. Was that 3:16 left?
Let's see this replay here. Missed shot. Rebound, Miles Burns. And that so far is our fleur-de-lis.
And he was fouled.
Floor play of the game. Fleur-de-lis Flooring is one of our sponsors. Owner Mark Hughes, the Pell Hughes family.
Absolutely. They're the ones that published my 2 books.
I love it. But Fleur-de-lis Flooring, if you need any flooring work done, they absolutely kill it. They get the job done fast. They helped my mom out at her house with some new floors. And when you talk about the game that we're looking right now with 3 minutes left.
There we go with a steal.
Big steal.
Miles Burns.
There we go. Oh, my God, he missed it.
He missed the dunk.
Coach, he didn't need to do that. He did not need to do that dunk.
That's all right. We got it back. We had a rebound. We're under 3 minutes left with 15.
Coach, I think he might have participated in the slam dunk contest because that would have been one of the greatest NAIA highlights of all time if he had made it. But he missed the dunk.
Yes.
As I'm talking about Fleur-de-Lis flooring. 66-51, 2 minutes.
You can run some clock now.
And 26 seconds left in the game. Run a little clock, go up, shoot it.
Get the roll, yes.
Got the shooter's roll, 68-51. Loyola leads by 17. This is the real deal now, Coach.
2:10 left.
This is the real deal now, my friends. Come on, Wolfpack. Finish the job.
Another steal.
68-51 is the score. Everybody can feel it here at Barrel Proof over in Kansas City, Missouri in the NAIA National Championship game. Jeff Umont can feel it. Mark Hughes at Fleur-de-Lis flooring can feel it. Coach Jerry Hernandez can feel it.
Absolutely. It looks like in pretty good shape at this point.
We are at 1 minute and 44 seconds left in this game. 17-point lead by Loyola, and Zach Wrightsill's at the line, shooting 2. And once again, I hate to say it, but they missed the first one.
It's one of their things. You know? Again, their ability to play defense and make steals is just incredible, and it's been one of the things that they've counted on all year. And here it is, big game changers right here.
Coach, I hate to say this, but I also enjoy saying this because I think we're going to pull this one out. Miles Burns going to laugh about that missed dunk for the next 25 years.
Yeah, he will. He will.
69-51. This is real. This is happening. Loyola 90 seconds away from their second national championship ever.
Another contested shot, and that's what they needed to do. 1:27 left, up 18.
Coach, I think it's time for an old-fashioned.
I think they got it. I think they got it.
We're going to stay on this stream for a post-game interview with Coach Stacy Hollowell. It might take an hour for him to get here, though, because he is breaking history as Talladega goes up, gets a second chance point, gets the offensive rebound, and makes the game 69-53. So now it's 16 points. And mathematically, anything is possible. But
they didn't give him the basket. It's still 69-51.
Okay. So he's got to earn these two here. So they're still up by 18. Minute 23 left. Down in front. Father. Get that guy. The guy was standing up in front of the TV. All right, 69-52. He made 1 out of 2, 17-point lead.
It was like the NAIA administrators here trying to figure out what to do after the game.
What the hell to do after the game?
Yeah. All right, they've got the foul.
Mathematically, anything is possible, but we are looking again at now 1 minute, 17 seconds left. And I'm about to say that I think this game is over. But I don't want to jinx this just yet. All right,
another missed free throw.
17-point lead.
Again,
1 minute 13.
Yeah, they've got to make every shot contested, and they can't give up dribble penetration. Again, contested shot, didn't even hit the rim.
Missed it. Loyola with the ball. We are at 1 minute. Missed a dunk. Here we go.
I can't believe
seconds left.
Can't believe Miles Burns has missed 2 dunks. It's got to be fatigue.
Yeah, well,
it's got to be fatigue.
It's got to be. It's got to be something that he just laughs off after this one because.
Oh, it has to be.
I don't know if there's any way that Talladega can come back. I'm gonna get a video of my phone here of this crowd. Hopefully we can get a countdown. 59.6 seconds left. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We ain't done yet, though. We need to see that clock down to 0, huh, Coach?
All right, Coach looks like he's making a substitution here. I think that's probably an indication. Almost like Red Auerbach with the when he used to break out the cigar every time he knew they were going to win. Coaches may just took out Zach Reitzel.
Taking the seniors out for one big round of applause. We're live at Barrel Proof. Loyola is 59 seconds away from their first national championship since 1945. 71-52. They might win by 20. They're up 19. 55 seconds and counting. I need a countdown from this crowd here at Barrel Proof.
I think you can put this one in the freezer.
Corner 3, he made it, but
uncontested.
Too little, too late. 71-55. Loyola leads by 16.
Loyola's going to win it.
The Wolfpack. Here we go.
Let that clock run.
Basket no good. Rebound Talladega. 21 seconds. 20. 19. No reason to foul.
He probably should take Miles Burns out. I think that was Miles Burns with that last foul, I think, trying to block. But this is it. The Wolfpack is going to win the national championship.
What does that mean to you, Coach?
Oh, man. This is great. Excuse the tears. It's been a long time since 1991 when we first started this thing.
Coach, no matter what anybody says, you're a part of this, man. That's awesome.
Well, me and all the other guys that those first 13 years before they gave scholarships. And, you know, it's been a
long time coming.
It's been a long time coming. It's been
Coach, I'm going to let you commentate these last 10 seconds here.
Here's the countdown. The Wolfpack is going to win it.
We did it, folks. It's over.
It's over.
We did it, Coach.
Absolutely. Yes.
Loyola, New Orleans is your national champion for the NAIA.
And rightly so. And rightly so. They deserve it.
Coach, I can't thank you enough, man.
No, Jack, it's been great sitting here and given what a little bit I know about this. And, you know, one thing I think Stacy changing defenses 2 or 3 times during the game, I think did it. You know, so it was great. It was great being with you.
I want you to go celebrate, but just look at me for a second. I know this is a big deal for
you,
man.
It is.
I know this means a lot.
It does.
A lot of history and tradition.
It does. A lot.
I really do appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Thanks,
let me go see some of the guys if that's okay.
Absolutely. Go celebrate.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Enjoy it.
Yep, absolutely. That was awesome. I don't know if you saw that or if you could hear the emotion from Coach Hernandez, but he was tearing up right next to me. Longtime athletic director, head coach Mike Gerlando followed him, and Stacy Howell followed Coach Gerlando. And now Stacy Howell is the second head coach in Loyola basketball history to win a national championship, behind the absolute determination and resilience of Zach Reitzel, Miles Burns, Andrew Fava, Jalen Galloway, Terry Smith Jr., and every other player who's ever stepped the floor on a Loyola basketball Wolfpack court, the den, anywhere and everywhere. If you went to Loyola, if you played basketball, if you coached basketball, had anything to do with the organization, you are a national champion. We'll be right back. Thanks to everybody tuning in. We're going to try to get Coach Stacy Hollowell. It might be an hour, and we'll give the man all the time he needs because we're all going to celebrate. Thanks a bunch. We'll be back. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining. We're going to start a different room and have an interview with Coach Stacy Hollowell, hopefully Miles Burns, maybe a couple other players. We're going to get these guys in the podcast studio at Boot Crew Media on Magazine Street. That's the 3000 block of Magazine Street. This is Barrel Proof on Magazine Street. Thanks for everybody for joining in. Like, share, comment on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. But Loyola, New Orleans, making history. Second national championship, first since 1945. And the best moment of the night, at least here at Barrel Proof, was when Coach Jerry Hernandez was sitting right next to me and started tearing up when he saw the team that he coached for a long time, the program that he was the athletic director and a leader in the administration for. Watch the clock tick down, and it is real now. Loyola, the Wolfpack, NAIA 2022 national champions. This is Boot Crew Media. I'm Jack Collada. For now, we're signing out. Good night.